What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CDL Pick'ems video. Thank you guys so much for all the love that you guys showed on the last one. Didn't expect it, to be honest, but hey, I love Call of Duty and I love predicting these matches. So today we got a crazy one because this is the last weekend before the major. And if you don't know, Major 2, 2 teams out of 12 are not going. So these matches are very important. But I say we dive right in. We got a banger starting off on Friday today at 3 o'clock. FaZe Vegas versus the Paris Gentlemates. And I really don't know. Paris have been struggling here. And FaZe, they've kind of been inconsistent. But, you know, they're both coming off of wins in their last series. But I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like FaZe is going to come out a little different, and I feel like FaZe is going to take it 3-1. Moving on to the next series, we've got Carolina Royal Ravens versus Cloud9 New York. I am thinking that it's going to be another 3-1. I think they can maybe take a search or maybe take a overload. Moving on to the last series on Friday here, we got G2 Minnesota versus the Vancouver Surge. This is a must-win series for Vancouver. They're currently on their way to the play-in, which is, I don't know what's happening with Boston over there, but I think it's Boston and Cloud9 that are not on their way to the major right now. So Vancouver got to win this series, and I'm going to let you know right now, it's going to be a 3-0 in favor of the G2 boys. I don't think that Vancouver's going to the major. Now we got Saturday. We got the Royal Ravens again, starting us off hot with the Miami Heretics. Miami are the second best team in the game right now. I don't think that the Royal Ravens are really going to be able to stop that, but I do think it's going to be competitive, but I do think it is also going to be a 3-1 in favor of the Heretics. I think the Royal Ravens can keep it competitive. They're way better online than they are on land. I just think the Heretics are stronger. If this game right here is not a 3-0, then blow it up. It better be a 3-0 in favor of Vegas. You know, FaZe starting a little shaky. There were people thinking that they weren't going to make the major. You know, I feel like FaZe is going to come out. They're going to win their next 2 games, and then they're going to feel better about going into the major. We got a big game here for the Riyadh Falcons. Optic already secured in their first seed, and they're flawless right now. And Riyadh, they won their last series against LAT. They're in a good position too, but they really want to fight against, you know, playing in the play-in. They want to really make that winner's bracket no matter what. But I really feel like Optic are on another level, and I think it's going to be a 3-0, but I'll give another 3-1 in favor of Riyadh. I don't really see a majority of these games going 3-2. Speaking of game 5s, we got the G2 Minnesota Game 5 Merchants against LA Thieves, who have been struggling. And so I really feel like this is going to go Game 5. Who is going to take it? I don't really know. I feel like if I had to just trust my gut, I'm going with G2 Minnesota to take it. Meaning that FaZe and G2 both are going to win their games going into the major. And then we go into Saturday. Another crucial game here. I think by this point, Vancouver is going to be defeated. I think it's going to be a 3-0. I'll give them another 3-1. 3-1 in favor of Riyadh Falcons. Then we head into this bad boy right here. And this is going to be a crucial game heading into the major, just because LA has been struggling. Paris has been struggling. And these 2 teams should be 2 of the top teams in the game. Both these teams could end up in the play-in, especially if Falcons win, if G2 win. Then you're looking at these 2 teams playing in a play-in where it's single elimination, which is not what you want. I am going to go with a 3-0 in favor of the Paris Gentlemates. I think that they're a better team, and I feel like LA just doesn't have it clicking right now. And so I'll go in with 3-0 in favor of the Paris Gentlemates. Then we got this series here. I'm just going to go with a 3-1 in favor of Heretics. I'll give Boston 1 and may even go Game 5, but I'm going to say Heretics take that one. Optic versus Koi is an interesting one here, just because Optic are going to be trying out new maps that they haven't really played, and Toronto, they're fighting for a spot in the winner's bracket and to not be in the play-in. It's honestly all really shaky right now. All of these teams could be in the winner's bracket, they could be in the play-in, and you really don't want to be in the play-in. So I think Toronto are going to come out and they're going to be focused on getting that win, and I think Optic are going to be focused on playing maps that they've never really played before. So I'm going to go with a 3-2. And I am going to take Koi. I don't know. I feel like Optic want to go flawless, but they don't need to go flawless. It's probably good for them to be tested. Every time that a team has been flawless going into a major, it hasn't necessarily ended well. Yeah, I moved down over here so you guys could see the fullness of what we got going on here. It should turn out to be a crazy weekend. I'm very excited for all these games, you know, to see what teams are going to be in the play-in, what teams aren't going to the major at all, and then what teams are going to be solid. So let me know who you guys are choosing to win the major. I currently have Optic. I feel like it's hard to not choose Optic, but it's always a blessing to get to go through these picks with you guys and to talk talk about COD with y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate all the support, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace. Subscribe to Spoony. Subscribe.